Hi everyone, we're Team Golden Sun. My name's Jason.
Not very sure.
I'm Hiwan. I'm Tiffany.
And I'm Ritik.
Going to our agenda, today we'll be talking about who's the client and their problems, users, use cases, and then data model, then non-functional requirements, and then our next steps.
Okay, our client is Golden Sun Chinese Restaurant. They're a local family-owned business located in Homer Glen. Golden Sun is external stakeholder, meaning they were the ones who identified a need, and our team built the solution around their business goals. Firstly, they relied heavily on third-party vendors for their online presence. They had little control over how customers interacted with their brand, and they needed a system that was easy for them to update and maintain themselves. So our client is a restaurant with real business needs but limited technical infrastructure, which made them an ideal candidate for a student built user-focused digital system. Firstly, they did not have a central website. They had a site called goldensunhomerglenonline.com and then a separate online ordering site through orderonlinehub.com. They both had different layouts, different designs, different branding on both the platforms, and customers didn't really know which website was real, um, because their pages displayed different items, which created a lot of confusion. Secondly, they did not have a digital menu or online ordering platform. Their website was not mobile device friendly, and there was no add to cart or checkout feature. Also, because the website used a third-party online ordering service, they could not easily make changes to their menu or their prices. Um, we wanted to help them create a single mobile-friendly website. This could help them improve their customer service because customers will know the website is legit. Customers will also be able to easily navigate the site and have a smoother checkout process, since one of their concerns was to decrease their costs. Creating a website for them that is entirely their own means they won't have to pay any fees to third-party companies such as DoorDash or Grubhub.
Now let's look at key stakeholders who will actually be using the system. We've identified three roles, each with a specific goal. First and most importantly is the customer. In the previous environment, customers were navigating a confusing maze of conflicting third-party websites. Some were powered by GL3, while others by OCH. Our solution provides them with a single unified source. Their role here is straightforward. They need to browse the menu, customize their meal, like asking for no onions or extra spicy, and pay securely. Our goal for them is to reduce friction. No more wondering which website is real, and no more needing to call the restaurant just to ask a simple question. Next, we have the restaurant manager acting as the admin. Previously, the restaurant ran out of if the restaurant ran out of ingredients, they had to contact an external vendor to update the site, which took time. So now the manager has direct access to a backend dashboard. They can instantly update pricing um, or mark items as out of stock in real time. The goal here is ownership, giving businesses the full control over their data without relying on outside technology for tech support for daily tasks. And then finally, we have the front of house staff or the operators. They serve as the bridge between the digital website and the physical kitchen. Their role is to monitor the incoming order streams on the new tablet system. By automating this intake, we eliminate the need for them to manually transcribe orders from a phone call or paper ticket. This directly supports our goal of error reduction, uh, ensuring that even during peak dinner rush, the order the customer types is exactly what the kitchen prefers.
So I'll be talking a little bit more about the use cases. So the first use case that we identified is the menu and browsing experience. So as a customer, they can view high quality digital menus with photos to assist their decision. And then they can also use filters, so allowing them to filter by dish, by category, such as vegetarian or beef dishes for the Chinese restaurant, allowing them for faster navigation. And then there's also recommendations such as like chef specials and categories like that as well. And then the second use case that we identified is ordering and checkout. So allowing the customers to add special requests such as no spicy, extra sauce to specific items to allow them to add customizability and make it a full user experience. Um, the second point is flexible fulfillment. So users can toggle between pickup or delivery or just typing pickup or delivery, allowing them to enter their address. And then the third point is the secure payment, integrating with payment processors for safe credit card transactions. And then the third use case that we identified is the restaurant management, allowing the owners to receive orders instantly to start preparing immediately after the user places the order. And then menu control, owners can edit prices, upload photos, or mark items, like we said before, allowing the owner full ownership of the entire website instead of third parties. And then the delivery management, admins can define the fees and also like the entire dashboard as well.
So this is our conceptual data model. It was designed to support user stories defined earlier, like browsing menus and placing custom orders. It starts with the customer table where we store information like their name and saved address so they don't have to re-enter it every time. Then when a customer buys food, a record is created in the order table. This acts as a receipt for the transaction, tracking the total amount, order date, and order status. An order can contain a lot of different dishes. We use the order item table to deal with this. This links an order to a specific item on the menu. It includes quantity and special notes. This is for like if the customer asks for no peanuts or like extra spicy. You can see that order item and order has a many to many relationship. This lets the order have multiple different dishes without duplicating the main order information multiple times. Finally, we have the menu and category tables. These hold our product data. By separating category into its own table, we make it easy for the app to filter dishes. This design allows for the client to easily add new menu items or create categories via the admin dashboard without breaking existing order history.
Okay, so for the non-functional requirements, we have five of them. The first one is performance. The system must maintain high responsive and low latency during peak traffic periods, such as dinner rush or and to prevent customer drop-off. The second is security. Robust data protection measures must be implemented to secure customer payment information and safeguard the business's reputation. The third is scalability. The architecture utilizes a clean, non-redundant data model to ensure the system can easily expand to include future features like loyalty programs. The fourth one is usability. The interface must be mobile responsive and accessible, eliminating the friction and navigation issues found in the previous fragmented websites. And the last one is reliability. The platform requires consistent uptime during all operating hours, that is Tuesday to Sunday, maybe, and 11 to 9 p.m., to function as critical business infrastructure.
Okay. The current iteration of the system successfully manages the customer facing aspects. So menu browsing, order customization, and secure payment However, the system currently operates as a standalone transactional unit. The next critical steps are of operational integration, specifically bridging the infrastructure gap between the digital storefront and the physical kitchen environment. So to achieve this, we are implementing a real-time notification system on the front of house tablets. This involves latency, latency reduction. So implementing immediate auditory and visual alerts that trigger the moment a transaction is verified in the database. This ensures that digital orders are acknowledged by staff with the same urgency as a phone call or walk-in customer. Two is workflow automation. By instantly alerting the staff, we initiate a seamless data handoff. The goal is to have the system automatically parse the JSON files, order data, and route it directly to the kitchen's thermal printers. Three, error elimination. So this integration removes the need for staff to manually transcribe orders from the web portal to the POS system. This effectively eliminates transcription errors such as missed allergy notes or modification requests, ensuring that the data integrity remains intact from the customer's device all the way to the food preparation station.
Okay. So now we will be moving on to our detailed document report that we will be highlighting over specific parts that was mentioned. So for exercise one, most of the information was covered in the slides. However, we do want to highlight the tools and collaboration methods that we use. So we use a Google Drive as a central repository for requirements and documentation, Discord for communication and stand-ups, GitHub to manage our source code management and version control, and then Trello using Kanban board for tracking user stories, backlog, and in progress and done states. And then now we'd be talking a little bit more about exercise two.
Okay, so our team consisted of 5 members. Each of us contributed based on our strengths. Herwan connected systems analysis data with user stories and mockups. Jason led agile requirements, including the product vision statement and the product backlog, and helped align our decisions with the client's priorities. Richard focused on non-functional requirements such as performance and security to ensure our system reliability. Ritik handled data modeling and conceptual ERD, ensuring a clean, scalable data structure. I helped develop user stories and translated the user needs into user-centered requirements to improve the usability. Our team followed a agile approach. So we informally assigned tasks based on expertise rather than having fixed roles. Golden Sun acted as our external client and backlog priorities were centered around their business needs, particularly their online ordering, their menu display, and payment functionality. Our communication was handled through Discord and iMessage with our clients. So while tools like Lucidchart and Draw.io were used for diagrams, Trello was used for tracking user stories. Figma and Canva were also used for UI design, and Google Docs for our collaborative documentation. Our team chose an agile approach over waterfall due to the evolving nature of our clients' requirements. There were frequent changes needed to be made to our user stories, mockups, and ERDs and non-functional requirements. So it was essential that we had more flexibility. Agile approach allowed our team to prioritize the high impact features earlier on, and then continuously refine the system based on the feedback that we received from our clients. And overall, the project's dynamic requirements validated our decision to use an agile approach.
All right. So before this project, the client systems was not just basic, it was critically fragmented. The restaurant lacked a single authoritative domain, except they had multiple official websites active simultaneously. specifically Golden Sun HomeworkLaneOnline.com and OrderOnlineHub.com. So this split confused customers, forcing them to navigate between um, different interfaces to place an order. Furthermore, the backend was inconsistent. The environment relied heavily on conflicting third-party vendors. One page was powered by Geo3 Technology and another was OHCGRDR. This resulted in a complete lack of centralized worship and zero unified brand identity. Our solution presented a transitional shift, moving the client from a static generic template to a dynamic transactional business system. While the client initially was hesitant due to the magnitude of this operational change, they recognized that their previous environment was unsustainable. Once they tested the new solution and saw unification of their brand, their hesitation shifted to eagerness.
So the client didn't have much time available during the project. However, the client had enough time to be able to communicate their priorities and give us feedback throughout the project. We centered our backlog around the client's business needs, and Jason helped guide the discussion based on the client's priority. We were satisfied with the way our client was involved with the project as they gave feedback in a timely manner, which allowed us to create a plan and follow it closely. If we were to do the project again, we'd try to have the client be more involved. When we checked in with them, we often sent them materials we wanted or needed them to look at with a question like, does this look good? I think we could have had more of a conversation with them and explained more about what we were sending over to them. The client was Overall, the client was satisfied with the project results. They liked that when users were ordering, users didn't have to be taken to a different page to order. And every user that also tested it was satisfied with that change, and especially because the results were more compatible with mobile devices like tablets or smartphones.
Okay. So for the exercise 4, for the final challenge exercise, we took a step back to reflect on how our perception of systems analysis changed over the course of the Golden Sun project. We realized that this course wasn't just about learning diagrams, but about a fundamental shift in how we approach problem solving. Uh, so, firstly, for myself, the breakthrough was regarding decomposition and modeling. I used to think the real work happened during coding, but creating the entity relationship diagram taught me that the most critical risk mitigation happens now. During analysis, I learned that we have to rigorously translate abstract business rules into a logical structure first. If we don't build a clean, non-redundant data model as our blueprint, the system cannot scale, no matter how good the code is. Then, with Jason, whose biggest realization was about the shift from a rigid waterfall mindset to an agile one. He learned that requirements aren't a one-time checklist we hand off and forget. Instead, through the product backlog, he saw that requirements are a living contract. He realized that prioritizing features like online ordering versus a digital menu is actually a strategic business discussion, ensuring we deliver the highest value first in dynamic environment. Next for Tiffany, she focused on user centricity. Before this, she viewed requirements as just as list of system transactions, what the computer does, but writing user stories forced her to think about the human on the other side. She highlighted the power of the so that clause in our stories. It trained her to look beyond the code and focus on the benefit, like ensuring a customer feels secure making a purchase without needing to make a phone call. For Richard, he brought our attention to the strategic importance of non-functional requirements. He admitted that initially he saw things like performance and security as just boring technical checkboxes. But working on a high volume restaurant site, change that. He realized that if the site is slow during the dinner rush or if data is leaked, the system fails regardless of how pretty the menu is. He learned to move from vague goals to measurable standards of quality. And lastly, for Huan, she developed what she calls holistic systems thinking. Early on, she saw our deliverables, the project plan, data model, and mockups, as separate homework assignments. By the end, she understood they are all interconnected parts of a single trip. She realized that a change in the user story directly impacts the data model, which in turn constrains the mockups. She helped us see the analyst's job is to ensure consistency across the entire web of documents. In conclusion, a team learned the systems analysis is the art of translating a vague business need into a precise, high quality technical reality.
And now we would be moving on to the actual demo of the website. So just to highlight the beginning of how we started to build the website, the framework that we decided to use for the front end was React using TypeScript, and then the back end is Node.js. Hmm. And then we have it running locally as of right now on our network. So just to demo the website, we have it open here. So as you can see, when the user lands on the website, it gives them a clear indication that this website belongs to Golden Sun Restaurant and it is based out of Homer Glen. So with this button, you can instantly call to order, and then if they want to view the menu, view the contact information, they can always just scroll down. Um, you can see that we placed their story here, and then just some quick little cards about their what they're known for, quality ingredients, fast service, and also like a convenient location based out of Homer Glen. So moving on to the menu, you can see that each category allows the user to quickly look for specific items, such as vegetarian chef specials. Um, just for the demo today, we won't go through every single one. We'll just go with the appetizers with the egg roll. You can see it also gives specific volume quantity numbers for specific items. So like the appetizer, this order is one pork egg roll. When you click on it, the user is able to see the actual image here. And then if they would like, they can add it to cart. And then when they add it to cart, once they're ready with their order, they're able to just click on their cart. And then if they would like, add more or subtract. But we just go with one egg roll for today. Proceeding to checkout, I'll just quickly enter some information that I have. Let's say Champaign, Illinois. That's the email. And then for special instructions, we can tell the restaurant to make it extra crispy. So that would be sent to the restaurant. And then once you place order, this isn't connected to the restaurant as of right now, but we are planning to do that for the next steps. Once you place orders, for now, it'll download a kind of a TXT file that we would be sending to the restaurant, and then it will be then integrated within their front end. Opening this TXT, let's see, give me 1 second. I need, sorry. Okay, open this TXT. You can see that it gives the order, the timestamp, and then what was ordered, and then the total price, and then this will allow the restaurant to start preparing the items. And yeah, that would be all for our presentation for today. Uh, thank you.